I could build a spaceship.
Hello and welcome to Space Doc Jury Minisode number 20. I'm Lee.
I'm Peter.
I'm Anne-Marie.
I'm Andy.
Oh, bugger. Sorry.
It's okay. It's fine. They know how this works at this point.
Yeah, no one's sure about anything anymore. just sure that we're not sure. And so this week, I don't know if you've been picking it up recently, but on the Facebook group, facebook.com/group/SpaceDocJury, I've kind of burnt out on Star Trek. I've kind of had enough. It's got to a point where it's kind of got too much for me. So I've decided to gather around my friends around the table here, and we're going to talk about Star Trek, and rather my hatred of it. And it's going to be like an intervention. I just got to get it out of my system because I can't stand it anymore. It's really starting to wind me up. I just don't want to talk about it as a thing anymore at all, ever.
Yeah, before we start, would you like a little glass of milk?
Actually, yeah, I think I shall wet my whistle with this glass of milk.
Right, now Lee's gone. Do you guys want to talk about Destination Star Trek?
Yay!
Yay, let's talk about Star Trek in Birmingham. Well, less exciting really, Birmingham, isn't it? So to those of us who weren't paying attention and didn't follow, we, that is myself, Peter and Anne-Marie and some other friends, Drew and Tracy and Brian and so forth, we went to Birmingham. Exciting! But it was a massive Star Trek convention.
Woo! Yay!
Yes, so we're going to talk about that. So, what did we think? Because you've done Destination Star Trek before, haven't you?
Yeah, 2012.
When it was at the Excel, yeah.
Ah, yes. But you're not generally one for conventions as such, are you?
I've done all of one other one, which was a Star Wars one back in the day.
And this was my second one ever. Destination Star Trek 2012 being my first ever. So, I've not done a lot. So I can't really compare it to other conventions, but I can compare it to its predecessor.
So what did you think? Did you have fun?
Yes, did have a lot of fun. But if it hadn't been for the mates we'd gone with, and there was actually a group of 10 of us in total,
Wow.
I would have found the morning a bit boring. Because we had deliberately not tried to book for much other than his photo in the morning, in case it took us a while to get there or anything like that. Because we weren't able to stay overnight, like the Friday night or anything. We were just doing the one day, so we tried not to put too much in the morning, which was fine in terms of the fact that we were queuing for ages didn't stress us out. But if we hadn't had mates to hang around with, there really wasn't much there. If you weren't going to a talk.
Or having a picture taken.
Yeah.
And we should mention Peter's photo with Marina Sirtis.
Oh, man.
It's channeling the full Jonathan Frakes. Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure I managed that level of charm, but yeah. It was the first time I've done anything like that. I was petrified, to be honest. It's definitely a rabbit in the headlights picture from where I'm standing anyway.
No, I don't think it shows that you're terrified. In fact, it shows it goes, hello, ladies. Oh, yeah. I agree. I thought that the con itself was pretty poor, if I'm honest. It was a lot of queuing.
Yeah.
There was a lot of queuing. We queued. And not the fun kind of snap your fingers sort of queue, the British sort, which are never fun. And that piss poor excuse for a prop display? Oh, God, that was terrible.
Yeah. I mean, I think what got me was just remembering back to 2012, there was a couple of things they did better. But one of the things that you think the prop display was piss poor, but if you've been to Destination Star Trek 2012 and seen the Klingon zone there, and then compared it with what they had this time, the 2012 Klingon zone had more stuff in it by a long way, and it had food and it had drink in it. Now, it was up to you whether or not you wanted the food or drink. Fine. But there was stuff there. Whereas this was just a few props, and that was it. And it was near the hog roast stand.
That wasn't all bad.
But it wasn't as good as the previous. And I think the prop display was the same prop display as 2012 with less in it, because presumably some of it had decayed and fallen apart.
This is getting very tatty now. And it is pretty damn random, isn't it? There's a bit of Cardassian outfit here and some strange pad there that was used in one episode. And
that was better than the weird shit art, though.
I quite liked the weird shit art. It was amusing.
Okay.
Some of it was okay. Some of it was like, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what a Hot Wheels ball cube had to do with it.
Yeah, made of cars. Yeah.
Oh, it's quite clever.
I quite liked that. I thought, it would not have been difficult, would it, to just glue a load of cars together in a cube? But, it was vaguely amusing. But some of the pictures were really bloody terrible, to be honest.
Yeah, they were not great. And you're right. I mean, there was the prop. It wasn't even a wall, really, was it? It was like this short little 20-foot section behind the gallery thing with tatty costumes and a couple of weapons. There was no ship models or anything there.
No.
There was nothing.
There was a What the Trek.
There was a What the Trek in the art gallery side of things, and What the Trek indeed.
Yeah.
And
USS being trodden on.
It was USS. Yes, it's got nacelles, so it counts.
Yeah, and it's white. That was about it, really.
that was pretty much what it had going for it. You guys did a couple of the talks, didn't you?
Yeah.
Because you did the Deep Space Nine one, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how was
that?
Good.
Well,
Terry Farrell dropping the F-bomb.
Oh, that was awesome. That was brilliant. No, it was good, but the thing is, it also wasn't good. Bear with me on this.
Right.
What it was is that the guests were brilliant. And Garrett Wang, who was the moderator, was also really good. But they were supposed to have 2 mics for audience questions, as in the people running the convention were supposed to have 2 mics. They lost one. So they didn't have enough mics for everyone at all. And Garrett kept getting cross with them for the people that they were and were not choosing to have the questions. And nobody had screened the questions in any way, shape or form beforehand to make sure they actually were questions rather than just, hooray!
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you for coming, and you've been on Game of Thrones. That's a comment, not a question. Move on. Or the woman who stood up and went, hello, I'm from Scotland and I'm available. No, this isn't a dating show. Fuck off. Whereas there were people with good questions there, and I'm sure because Garrett was getting cross with some of the people who had obviously been raising their hands and, hadn't actually been picked for a question, that there were other people there who also had genuinely good questions. And so the whole panel could have been improved by asking people to submit their questions in advance so you could screen out scary Scottish lady who wanted to get laid and the people who were only standing up and going, I love you!
I'm both relieved and terrified, but I miss that. I did hear from other people that some of the talks were really good. The one with Terry Farrell and what's her name, Nicola de Boer, Esri Dax, basically. That was really good, apparently. The George Takei one was quite good, although quite political, I heard.
Just slightly, yeah.
To be fair, that's to be expected. Let's face it, George Takei is now a famous internet celebrity, more so than he was Sulu. Yeah. And we did actually catch that one with the effects designer from Deep Space Nine.
Yes. That was a nice... A similar thing happened in the 2012 one. We happened across... There was a talk going on, and it was about the movie Enterprise, that one, and it turned out to be really amusing. Whereas this one was actually really interesting. It was very space dock, wasn't it?
It was. It was lots of spaceship talking and
USS
I'm sure if Lee wasn't passed
in my seat.
Yeah, if Lee wasn't passed out on the floor, I'm sure he'd appreciate some of the comments made about how fans take things far too seriously.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that was cool. I mean, like I said, I think for myself, the best bit was meeting up with friends and, seeing some of the costumes people had put together and just, that part of it was a lot of fun. But
And having
I didn't.
the photos on the bridge was great fun as well.
Yeah, I mean, although the sets were not great, I have to say.
No, they were slightly on the tatty side again.
They were more than a little bit shonky, I felt. And they didn't even have Worf's toilet off to the side. We checked. It wasn't there.
Well, we could tell there was no smell.
It's true. And no one was replicating that for tea. But yeah, we did the world record attempt as well.
Yes, that was cool.
And that was cool, but also really quite annoying. How they insisted that everyone take their glasses off. It's like, I'm sorry, glasses are canon in Star Trek.
They are, but I think it's only 5% of people who react to Retinox 5. So therefore, there should only have been 5% of the people there permitted to wear glasses. And there were a disproportionate number of glasses wearers that therefore it was not canon.
Shocking. I tell you what would have been better if they'd kept a running I mean, they never had the organisational skills, but
they didn't have the organisational skills for anything.
At one point they said, we're 60 under. And it was like, then I started counting people coming through the door to see if we'd actually make it or not, which made it a lot more, the waiting, because it was a whole load of waiting, basically. But counting the people coming in at least made it more interesting. But yeah.
No,
but it's
I
nice to be a
that
record
one.
breaker. I mean,
Yeah, the kids were not impressed though when we told them.
No.
Really? I'm shocked. Oh, really, I am. I can't believe that. But yeah. But yeah, so I mean, on the whole, is this something you'd recommend to people, or be like,
with mates? Yes, to meet to meet up with mates and maybe choose a couple of things to do.
Yeah,
but be prepared to queue. You know, choose a couple of things to do. Be prepared to queue and use it as a way of meeting up with friends in costume and having a laugh. Yes, I would recommend it. But if people are used to going to conventions and having lots to do, if that's what no.
Yeah, there wasn't even a lot of like trading stands. I mean, we did
no, there was no attack wing stand. Fail.
Well, it wasn't all bad, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, that wasn't there, which was bad. There was no Star Trek Online stand, which I'm reliably informed by the Lally family, who are listeners, obviously. But that was most disappointing. They'd come all the way just to see Star Trek Online. That wasn't there.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if I don't think it was. I mean, some people for that Admiral package paid £1,000 to go with this.
Oh yeah, and there wasn't more than a day's worth of things to do either. The idea that you come on the Friday and go home on the Sunday,
no, there was definitely not enough to do that. And yeah, I think I'd like to see it done by a more competent bunch of organisers, perhaps.
Yeah. I mean, on the upside, they're all sort of friendly and smiley and nice.
They were all
there weren't any grumpy people amongst them. But on the downside, they clearly weren't that great at organising things.
No,
not at all. But yeah, so there you go. I mean, anything else to add about Destination Star Trek?
I saw the Shat.
Yes,
you did. You took pictures of the Shat before you were shoot away.
Yeah, I think the other thing I'd add as well is a couple of other things. One is that it was a nice diverse group of people. There were people in sort of wheelchairs in cosplay. There was an Andorian on a mobility scooter. There were people cross-playing, and it was, people just appreciated the effort people had gone to be in a costume. There was
once you, I mean, I know we were walking with Martin, who was wearing a Star Trek dress, and he got a few stares we were walking in, but once we were in a convention, no one batted an eyelid. In fact, he had more requests for photos than I did.
Yeah.
Which in no way annoyed me.
So there's that side of it. There's the inclusive side of it. And the other thing is, Drew and Tracy really enjoyed the evening entertainment on the Saturday, which we couldn't stay around for, but they said it was really good.
Ah, yes. Was this, of course, William Shatner after dark?
Doing his stand-up. And then it was the Rat Pack thing as well, with Armand Shimmerman, Max Gridenti.
No Vic Fontaine, though. I mean, that seems like an obvious fail.
They probably couldn't afford him.
No, that's a shame.
Hang on, I think Lee might be coming round. We've got to cook him a curry or something, haven't we? That's how this works.
Is it a curry? Is it? I thought it was Scooby Snacks.
Why does my mouth feel like despair? What's
Sure,
been...
it's not carpet.
Maybe actually, yeah. It tastes like I've been in a Holiday Inn. Have I been on the bridge of the Enterprise D?
I don't know. Do you get a faint whiff of Vindaloo?
Yeah, actually, funny you should mention that. Oh, my head. Oh dear. What have you guys been talking about? Sorry about that. I just nodded off.
We were just talking about Newtonian physics and the best way to get around a solar system. Totally that, yeah.
Cool. Excellent. Well, I'm just sorry I'm nodded off, but I think we've run out of time.
We have?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. No, I can't think of anything else to add about Newtonian physics and traveling around a solar system. Can you guys?
No, I've clearly wowed you with my knowledge. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh right, okay. Well, I'm sorry I missed that. I'll look back on it when
You'll have to listen to it.
Yeah, I'll listen to it. Yeah. Well, I'm not having that milk again. I feel sick. Anyway,
it might have turned. I have been keeping it next to the furnace for the last week.
Right, lovely. Okay, fair
One
enough.
lump or two.
Nice. Okay, well,
Milky.
Somebody leave these. Lovely. Right. Okay. Well, whatever you were waffling on about, I hope it entertained everyone. And yeah, we'll catch you all next time. Do join us on the Facebook group, which is facebook.com/groups/spacedocjury, and do come and swear about that Trek thing to Peter on Twitter, which is @spacedocjury. Anyway, so until next time, take care.
Cheerio, bye.
Bye.
Ta-ra.
Star Trek, the next generation. You love throughout the nation. You're my favourite show. Was in every episode. You're lucky. You don't have to wait for buses. You just step into the transporter and off you boldly go. Mr. Wall's my favourite person because he's very strong and large. Jean-Luc Picard is fair but hard. He has to be because he's in charge. When I found out that it was ending, I wrote them all a letter to say they had to die. They sent policemen round to see me now. My whole life is rather empty because he gone and left me. Where did you boldly go? Where did you boldly go? Where did you boldly go?
Space Doc Jury is a production of Three Angry Beards for GeekPlanetOnline.com.
Bastards.